The night air was thick with the hum of distant traffic and buzzing parking lot lights. The asphalt shimmered under a thin layer of moisture, reflecting the yellow glare above. Jenna trudged across the empty lot, her footsteps echoing faintly against the concrete walls. It had been another grueling shift at the diner, 8 hours of coffee refills, fake smiles, and aching feet. She reached her car, keys already in hand, ready to collapse into the driver's seat. But then she saw it. A folded piece of paper was wedged beneath her windshield wiper, fluttering slightly in the breeze. Her brows furrowed. Junk? A flyer? She pulled it free, the paper slightly damp from the night air. It was handwritten, slanted, sharp letters in black ink, scribbled across the page like a warning. I saw what you did. You think no one was watching, but I was. You're not safe. Jenna's stomach dropped. Her hands trembled slightly as she read it again. The words crawled across her skin like ice. It wasn't a prank, this was personal. Someone knew her. She glanced around. The lot was mostly empty, but shadows lingered between parked cars. A flickering streetlight above her buzzed, casting uneven pools of light that danced across the pavement. Then she saw it. A dark-colored sedan, parked 2 rows down, engine off. Inside, behind the windshield, sat a figure, still, unmoving. Watching. Jenna froze. The silhouette didn't shift. No lights. No sound. Just presence. She stepped back slowly, heart pounding, note crumpling in her grip. Her breathing quickened, shallow and sharp, as she fumbled for her phone. No signal. She looked back up. The figure was still there. Still watching. Jenna hadn't slept in 2 nights. The note from the parking lot sat folded on her kitchen counter, like a silent threat breathing in the dark. Every time she passed it, she swore it shifted, like it wanted to be read again. But what haunted her more was the silence. No follow-up, no explanation. Just that message carved into her memory, "You're not safe." Then the phone calls started. At first, it was static. A low hiss that made her skin crawl. Then came the breathing, deep, steady, measured. She'd answer, shout, curse, but the line would always click dead. The number was always unknown. Jenna started taking side streets to and from work, checking her mirrors constantly. One night, she spotted the same dark sedan from the lot, 2 cars back, headlights off. When she turned down a side alley to test it, it turned too. But when she finally pulled into a gas station, it vanished. Her apartment, the one place that should have felt safe, started betraying her. She came home to things slightly out of place. The hallway closet was cracked open when she never used it. Her bathroom light, which she always left off, was glowing faintly under the door. Her front door showed no signs of forced entry. Then she found the second note. It was on her pillow. Her apartment was locked. All the windows were latched. She stood in the doorway, frozen, staring at it like it might bite. You can pretend all you want. But the truth always finds its way home. She backed out of the room slowly, heart thudding so loudly it drowned out the sounds of the city outside. She called the building manager, demanded to see the security footage. Anything to prove she wasn't losing her mind. The grainy footage flickered to life. Hours sped by, tenants coming and going, delivery drivers, silence. Then a figure. A person entering her apartment. But it wasn't a stranger. It was her. Jenna, alone. No one else. Jenna hadn't opened her curtains in days. The sunlight only made the shadows clearer, the ones that seemed to move when she wasn't looking. Sleep came in short, fractured bursts. Every creak of the floor, every flicker of light in the hallway felt like a presence closing in. She was unraveling. And something, or someone, was pulling the thread. In the quiet moments, when her heart wasn't hammering, the memories returned. It started as a flicker, a streetlight overhead, the sound of tires skidding, a scream swallowed by the night. She'd buried it for years, that night in college. She had been driving home from a party. It was raining. Her phone buzzed. She looked down for 1 second, just one, and then there was a blur in the road. A shape. A thud. The car had stopped. Her breath fogged the windshield as she sat frozen. She remembered stepping out into the rain, the sharp smell of blood mixing with wet asphalt. The body had been motionless, lying half in the street, half in the ditch. She panicked. No one else was around. No lights. No witnesses. She had whispered apologies, her voice cracking, before backing away and driving off, tires spinning in the rain. No one ever found her. No police. No charges. It had disappeared into the past like a nightmare. She told herself it hadn't happened. That maybe it hadn't been real. But someone knew. And they were forcing her to remember. One night, after another series of anonymous calls and flickering lights, Jenna stepped into her bathroom. The mirror was fogged, odd, since she hadn't showered. The air was heavy with dampness. She leaned in, wiping the glass with a trembling hand. But underneath the fog, something had already been written. Words etched into the steam, as if by an invisible finger. I never died. Her breath caught. Behind her, in the mirror's reflection, the bathroom door slowly creaked open, though she knew it had been locked. Jenna stared at her reflection, eyes sunken, skin pale, her lips whispering silent questions she no longer expected answers to. Daylight meant nothing now. Time bled from one moment to the next, and reality itself felt like it was peeling at the edges. She couldn't trust what she saw anymore. A mug in the cabinet that wasn't hers. A voicemail with no sound. A dark figure at the edge of her vision, gone when she turned. Every sound made her flinch. Every silence made her feel watched. Desperate, she reached out to people from her past. Old friends. A former boyfriend. Even her college roommate. Do you remember that night? She asked them, voice shaking. The accident? They blinked. Some feigned confusion. Others acted like she was insane. One, her ex, hung up on her without a word. Another paused too long, like they did know something, but quickly changed the subject. She even hired a private investigator. A woman named Claiborne. Jenna explained everything, the notes, the car, the mirror. Claiborne had nodded politely, scribbled in a notepad, and then politely told her to consider speaking to someone professionally. No one believed her. Or worse, they were pretending not to. The breaking point came late one evening. Her phone buzzed. Unknown number. Another call? She hesitated, then answered. It wasn't a call. It was a recording. Static. Then rain. Tires screeching. A voice, her own, crying, gasping, then whispering, leave them. Just drive. Jenna dropped the phone. She clutched her head, rocking in place, trying to breathe. No, 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 she repeated. But the voice echoed in her ears. Her voice. Her guilt. Later that night, she found it. A photo. Taped carefully to her bedroom door. She froze, her hand hovering inches away. It was old, grainy. But the face was unmistakable. The girl from the road. The one she hit. Alive. Smiling. And looking straight at the camera. Rain drizzled across the windshield, each drop streaking like a tear-down glass. Jenna sat motionless in the driver's seat, hands trembling on the steering wheel. Her thoughts raced, scattered like broken glass, none sharp enough to pierce the truth, until now. The photo. The recordings. The mirror. It all pointed to one person. Ethan. The victim's older brother. She hadn't seen him in years, not since the crash. They had shared a class once, literature, she remembered vaguely. Back then, his sister would wait for him outside the building, always smiling, always humming something soft. Now the smile haunted her. Jenna found him. Ethan lived in a crumbling house on the edge of town, the yard overgrown, the mailbox rusted shut. When he opened the door, he didn't look surprised. "I was wondering when you'd show," he said flatly. Inside, everything was organized, walls lined with files, photos, police reports, maps with red string. At the center was her name. Her car. Her life. "You left her there," he said quietly. "Alone. Dying. I didn't want revenge. I wanted the truth. I wanted you to feel it. The notes. The calls. The whispers. It was him. Every piece crafted to break her down, to force her to remember what she buried. His grief had turned to obsession. But then, he stopped speaking. His eyes shifted behind her. He paled. "Wait," he whispered. You brought it with you." Jenna turned, but no one was there. Ethan's body was found 2 nights later. Struck by a car. No witnesses. No tire marks. Just silence and blood on the road. She saw the news report through her screen, eyes wide and unblinking. Then she saw it, parked outside her building. Her car. The windshield wiper held something red. A note. Different from the others. The ink smeared, thick and dark like blood. "You should have stayed at the scene. Now I'll never leave you." Jenna climbed inside slowly, her breath fogging the window. She turned the key. The radio sputtered, just static. Then, a voice. Whispering her name. Over and over. Soft. Close. Inside the car.